jina Rambo, bombombo wa kulinde uzalima, uzalima. Niwe katuni ya rango, gombongo fituko bambo, bombombo ufurahi uzalima, uzalima, uzalima.
Bless them when there ain't no stress. This one is straight for the girl.
Kuma vipi anaweza kuwa DJ? Oh, ni hapa ama ni wapi? Okay, ni hapa, ni hapa. Yes, aya. Hebu nifunze sasa kuweka the next song after a while. Nionyeshe ni aje.
Hapa ndio unachagua.
Okay.
And then this is where you load.
Oh, unafinya hapa ndo i-load. Ah, nice.
So ukiangalia hapa imeingia. So this is the next song that you're playing.
Aya, sasa twende sasa.
Baby girl. Got me begging, got me hoping that the night don't stop. That body count don't stop.
Aya, nataka mimi ndo niiweke sasa. Niambie nifinye wapi na wapi. Aya.
Finya hapa. Just like this. There.
Aya. Hey, hey. Oh, hey. Don't do my bed. Don't do my bed. Oh, I shiku yapo. Oh my goodness me, if I was a DJ, hey, sijui dance floor mungekuwa mnaka for how long, but Gina the DJ is right here on Diaspora Connect.
Yes.
And of course, you know, we play everything from everywhere. That's one of our specialties, but the main thing that we do, of course, is all those amazing connections from here to the whole world. Sindio? Na leo tutakuwa tukiglobetrot vilivyo. I'm having the amazing Gina the DJ here. Alafu najua mimi ni home plug wenu, but hii kazi yako imekuwa ngumu sana. Wacha tu nirudi kwa ile kitu najua kufanya the most, but this is what we have coming up on the show. Tonight on Diaspora Connect, we have 23-year-old Marcel who turned her Kenyan identity into a superpower, and she's taking a gap year to prove it. Also, we have a David Johnson, a Kapsabet High School protege who went from 3rd nationally in KCSE to the halls of Harvard. And on the decks, we've got Gina the DJ spinning the night away. So, let's sit back, relax, and hear from the diaspora. And just like that, that's what we do every Saturday from 10 p.m. till late. Maeneo yetu tu ni connections hapa na pale, and also globe trotting to find those amazing stories by Kenyans, because we know we are conquering in many different fields, and you have already seen this before on the show many few weeks back. We've had so many amazing guests from education sector to the medical field. We've had attorneys, we've had athletes, we've had people who are even working in mitumba. Yani informal na formal sectors zote zinakuwa represented right here, and that's why we are the #1 connecting show. And of course, me, your main plug wa home vibes, naitwa Neville, and throughout the whole show, napenda wewe, yes, you at home, you are the most important person on the show. So, avenues zetu za communication ni real simple. Kaunta kuget interactive na sisi, it's at Citizen TV Kenya, using the hashtag Diaspora Connect. That's how when you come through on the X app, ama ukipenda Twitter, alafu ukiswitch lanes uingie kwenye IG aka Instagram at Diaspora Connect KE. That's how you find us. Once you find us, hit the follow button. Ukisha tu follow pale, ingia kwenye TL yetu, interact with some of our content. Alafu, since we are on air right now, slide through our DMs, because I'm about to show you the sights and sounds. Something we always do. But before we get there, si tuongeleshe Gina kidogo. Gina, wagwa, niaje uko poa?
Poa sana.
Thank you very much kunionyesha 1-2-1-2 hapo, lakini nimeona tu wacha ni stick to mambo ya unajua presenting nini kuachia hapo, you do the Lord's work hapo uki DJ. So kumbusha wale wasi ambao hawajai kuona for the first time, we ni nani, we ucheza wapi, alafu pia tupatie hizo social media handles do to interact vizuri.
Okay. So I go by the name Gina the DJ on all social media platforms, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. Utanipata kama Gina the DJ. Yeah.
Ah, nice. Okay, so she's here with us for the remainder of the show. So any big tunes you need, atakuwa hapa to make sure to provide all that magic plus more. So when we talk about magic, unajua kutembea kidogo kwenye dunia ni kitu muhimu, and that's why we have our sights and sounds. Kitu simple, what I would love you to interact with me. So I'll show you somewhere in the world, might be on your bucket list, might be somewhere you have seen in a movie before or you've been before, and all you need to do is come through on all our avenues of communication. Use that hashtag Diaspora Connect on the X app, alafu pia slide on through pale Diaspora Connect KE and tell us. But also kuna WhatsApp number. Hebu angalia yo mandhari. Yes, sights and sounds. Woo! Angalia tu yo architecture hapo, angalia structures hapo, structures ziko karibu na maji. Where could this be? It could only be a few places that would be along a coastline, a shoreline, nini. Also, when you look at your mandhari, angalia weather kidogo. Ukiangalia huko juu unaona clear skies. Mayano ni blue. Also, sasa hapo tukiswitch tukiangalia sunset. Unaona vile kuna kaa hapo watu wakiwa kwenye beach, some good kind of activities. Yes, this is our sights and sounds. So, if you know where this is, use all our avenues of communication, including our WhatsApp number that I want to put on your screen right now. Unaona hiyo WhatsApp number ukiona tu hivi. Make sure you send us a message, tuandikie tuambie mazuri, because we would love to know where you're connecting from. Alafu pia tupate jibu yako ya sights and sounds. Unaona hiyo WhatsApp number? Haya, tuma hiyo harafa sahi, text me, let me know where you're tuned in from. DJ Gina, nataka wewe uniambie sasa, where do you think this is? So Gina, before you guess, I will be giving you clues, facts, interesting things about this place as the show goes on. So you have more opportunities to guess. In your first trial, utaniambia vile you feel. So umeangalia hiyo mandhari, umeona, where do you think this is in the world, Gina?
Oh, wow. This is a tough one, lakini
uko na guess mingi, hii ni ya kwanza, so throw something out there.
I'd say probably Singapore.
Singapore, okay, that's a good guess. That's a good guess. Sawa, Gina the DJ ameka Singapore. Hapa tukianza hakuna wrong answers. Aya, now it's your turn at home. Take out your phone, talk to us, interact with us. Would love to read some of your responses on air in a few. So angalia buildings, angalia, try kukumbuka. Is it a place also you've been with your family? As we've heard many a times when guys have come through to guess, wanasema mimi nimeenda na family hapa, mnaniambia nini? So yes, that's our sights and sounds. Something would really love for you to get interactive with us. Aya, na tukiongelea mambo ya interactions, kumbuka as the show rolls on, you'll be seeing your loved ones, you'll be seeing impactful stories by Kenyans. You could also be a part of the show. All you need to do is text us, write to us, because we would love to have you. Because unajua, it's a two-way street kind of thing. You tell the stories, we provide the necessary platforms for us to nice up with that story and also be motivated. And also, important thing is demystifying some myths that tumesikia mtandaoni ama tumeambiwa na watu wameenda ama wajaenda majuu. Kuna vitu wanatuambianga hapa na pale, but this right here, Diaspora Connect, is the only place we shall demystify all those myths. Tutazieka kwa kando, tuseme hii iko sawa, hii haiko sawa. But today also, we have a whole heap of guests that also have conquered in many fields. When it comes to education, kuna wale walizaliwa hapa mtaani Kisumu wakaenda all the way to majuu. Na vile walienda majuu wao kusema since nimemalizana na Kenya, si nitaingia majuu nifanye mambo yangu? Hapana, walisema ni sawa, wacha tuwaonyeshe pia sisi ni mabazu. So our first guest will motivate you and will make sure that you are in a different kind of space. So right now I want us to go all the way to Texas. USA, country imekuwa ikigo through ups and downs, walitolewa kwa World Cup, but they are celebrating of course 250 years of freedom. So sahi ni bash US, wiki yote, hii month yote, from now on till late. And I'm glad that we have an amazing Kenyan who is on the other side. And man like David, how are you? How are you, bro? Ko vipi? Ko poa?
Niko fiti, uko vipi?
Mi pia niko nice up kabisa. Leo weather kidogo ulikuwa na baridi. It's been a cloudy kind of day, but we are still pushing on. How is your side?
Hapa pia kuna mvua kidogo. It's kind of atypical, but everything is good.
Ah, nice. Thank you very much for joining us. Hebu nikuulize, weekends, what are you usually up to? If you weren't here on the show with us, what would you be doing right now? Or what do weekends look like for you, David?
Weekends, I normally spend time with friends, sometimes playing soccer. For today, I'm going to be watching the World Cup with a few friends right after this.
Yes.
The game that's coming. So that's how I've been spending lots of my weekends of late. And sometimes I read, sometimes I go hiking, sometimes I go driving other places. Vitu tofauti tu.
Alafu sahi unajua US, since because of the World Cup, lots of guys in the, especially what were US, they've been learning more about football, or as they say, soccer. You know, it's been a whole kind of things. Have things changed? Has the atmosphere changed? Because you've been there for a while now, and you've been there pre-World Cup, and now you're there for the World Cup, and you're going to be there post. Has there been any significant changes?
Well, apart from the influx of foreign people in the country, I think generally everything has just been pretty standard. I think if you live in a World Cup city, a city that is hosting the World Cup, that's when you feel the difference a lot. But like I'm in Austin and we don't really see much. But people have gotten to learn more about the real football, not American football as they like it over here.
Okay, and thank you very much for joining us, because David, this program right here, Diaspora Connect, we love highlighting Kenyans who have that a remarkable story, because we know each and every one of us is special in their own unique way. So we're also delighted to bring your unique story to this amazing platform, and now you're automatically our Diaspora Connect ambassador. So tukishamaliza hii interview, nataka uende out there ukiambia wase about us, about what we do. No, things like that. Something an ambassador does, yes?
Exactly.
I love it. So let's recap and rewind a bit, because najua kuna watu wanakuona kwa TV wanasema tunajua David, na kuna wale ambao wanaona wanasema David uko majuu, how did you get there? What's the story like? So please, in a nutshell, tell us where you grew up here in Kenya, what opportunities you did, alafu pia utuambie what big break happened, or ni uliona wapi alafu ndo ukaanza kuenda majuu. Give us that backstory, please, David.
Yeah, so I was raised in Kisumu, a beautiful lakeside city. And I went to a school called Lutheran Primary School out there, where in KCP I got 434 marks out of 500 in 2015. That earned me a chance to go and study at Capsford High School in Nandi County, where in 2019 I was again fortunate to become the third best nationally in the KCSE of that year. Given my impressive performance, I managed to get into a very prestigious college access program called CANSAP, Kenya Scholar Access Program, which helps high-achieving, low-income students to apply to North American colleges with full financial aid. So I got a chance to apply to Harvard University during its regular early action program, and I managed to get in, and fortunately it was the only university I applied to because it was restrictive early action. And I went to Harvard after that, and I think the photo you just seen was when I was addressing an assembly at Capsford High School, where I was a deputy school captain.
Nice. I like that story there, because ilianzia pahali. Umesema Kisumu, umesema mtaani, at least, you know, you knew where your roots are. And then also, inakani kama hii vision ya majuni kitu, is it something that you always wanted to pursue? Ama ini kitu, as you were growing up, interest ilianza ku show its ways in many different forms?
Well, it's something that became more clear to me when I was towards the end of my high school, when a few alums from Capsford who had studied abroad came back to talk to us and tell us about their experiences abroad and studying at global universities. Therefore, I got a lot of interest in studying abroad. And yeah, it motivated me to apply, because I saw like there was a future beyond Kenya that I could try and experience at my very young age. And that's why after KCSE, as much as I was admitted to University of Nairobi to study medicine, I decided to seek another opportunity, perhaps to go and see the world. Yeah.
And we will ask if that opportunity is everything that you wanted at the end of our conversation right here. So in the middle of all this, umekuwa number 3 pale, tumekuona kwa news, umebebwa juu, everybody is happy. If it were me, I would have tried and continued right here in the 254. Unajua, I try and make my way, especially since ni mtaani, nishajua, I've grown up here, my friends, my family, everything I know, common ground ni hapa. But then why decide to go away from home? Is it because of the opportunity, or is it a bigger goal that you had in mind, David?
Well, the opportunities, of course, but also I had a bigger goal in mind in that I wanted to be in a place that is more diverse. Unajua, grow up Kenya, mara nyingi tulikuwa na Wakenya pekee, hata tukiwa darasani, nikiwa pale shule ya upili ya Kapsabet, nilikuwa tuna Wakenya. Lakini ningesoma chuo kikuu cha Harvard, ningeweza kukutana na watu kutoka nchi tofauti tofauti. Kwa hivyo niliamua acha niende huko nje, yani namna dunia inavyokaa. And then I thought also, like, just being a young person, this is the time when I have a lot of energy and perhaps time to experience different places, to visit many different countries. And, you know, my university that I also went to was one with so many opportunities that I would not forfeit for anything. So that was one of the motivating factors. And I also just wanted to know who's who in our world and in the American society as well.
Ah, okay. I hear that. Aya sasa, Ebu, tell me some of those documents, especially the important ones, the essential ones that you needed to make sure hii opportunity yako ya majuu umeikamilisha to the fullest. Tunajua passport lazima ukuwe nayo. What other things did you have to prepare yourself with, or what other things were you required to arm yourself with so as to make sure hii opportunity ya majuu umeimaliza mbaya?
Yeah, so there's a lot of requirements to come to the United States as a student. One, you have to secure admission at a university that is accredited within the Student Exchange Visitor Program. And Harvard is one of those. And then the university has to issue a document called the I-20. It's a certificate for eligibility of non-immigrant student status. So you apply, your school will give you an I-20. And then the I-20, with the I-20, you're gonna pay what is called the service fee, Student Exchange Visitor Information System fee, which is basically what the US government uses to track students and other non-immigrants who are coming here to do academic stuff. And once you get that, you need now to apply for an F1 student visa from your nearest US embassy or consulate. So I applied for an F1 student visa at the United States Embassy in Nairobi. So it's a long process which involves a little bit of money, a little bit of time, and no room for mistakes, but it ends up working out. And yeah, so that's what I basically needed. And then once your visa is approved, if it is approved, then you get a visa stamp in your passport and you can get into the United States not more than 30 days before your student program to continue your studies there.
Yeah. Aya, David, hebu niambie ile conversation ulikuwa nayo na wazazi, because najua it's one thing kusema US twaja twasija, alafu it's another thing also talking to your guardians, to your parents, and making them see your dream, because kuna wazazi ambao ukiwaambia unataka kwenda majuu naona unafuata raha za dunia etc. But then talk to us about that conversation that you had with them, so that wakwambie, David, you have our blessing, go forth and conquer. Talk to us about that, and also advise the parents who are watching who might be in line for that conversation.
No, my own parents, I was raised by a single mother, so my mom alikuwa na wasiwasi zake kuhusu mimi kuenda ulaibuni kwa umri huo mdogo, because I was only 19. But, you know, I had to, because I armed myself with the facts and I had done a lot of research about the program that I was about to, you know, partake. I explained to her everything, assuaged all her fears, and told her why I felt this was a better opportunity than being a doctor trained at the University of Nairobi. And since, you know, I'd grown up being pretty responsible, my parents had a lot of confidence in allowing me to go to the United States at the young age of 19 alone. So, you know, my advice to parents is don't be too hard on your kids, especially if they have the potential, because there are things that I would never have done if I did not go to Harvard. There are places that I would never have seen if I never went to Harvard. There are people that I would have never met if I never went to Harvard. And all this was contingent on my mom giving me the permission to even apply for a passport, you know, because she's the custodian of my documents. So if she did not want me to go there, I would not have gone there. So I really am appreciative to my mom for giving me the chance, and having the trust in me. At the same time, maintain contact with your kids and start these conversations with them as soon as they show interest, because these things involve meticulous planning over a long period of time.
Yes, so true. Planning as a preparation, also being ready for this opportunity is always something that is on that journey towards accomplishing all that success. Aya, umeshaambia wazazi, umeshalipiwa ticket, everything is A-OK. Aya, talk to us about reaching the other side. Remember those first days you landed in America? You said you were 19. Talk to us about those first times. What was going through your mind? Were you like, hey, wacha niende nikutane na maselebu wa Hollywood? Or were you like, okay, I'm here for this one mission, one plan, let me do this? And were there moments of culture shock? David, hebu tuambie hizi vitu zote.
Let me start with culture shock. Culture shock bado nazipata hadi wa leo. Maana kuna vitu vingi sana tofauti huku. But I remember fondly and with so much clarity my first days in the United States. When I got here, it was in the summer, so it was really hot. I landed in Washington, D.C. at the Dallas International Airport. And, I was lucky to go for vacation with a few family friends in the state of Florida, in Orlando. But after 2 weeks had gone by, I went to Harvard and started my studies there. And of course, when I first came here, my sole mission was to be a student. But then I remembered that, I can't just be a student. I'm also a human being beyond class. So I got to have a social life and talk to other people and just get to do other things and extracurricular activities. So I did a lot of things besides studying because I was an applied mathematics major. So, I used to write poetry in Swahili and recite them in African events. I used to involve myself in public speaking stuff like, the Harvard College Debating Union. And also I gave a speech, which is in one of those images shown at the Harvard Institute of Politics, Harvard Kennedy School, Institute of Politics. I did a lot of stuff at Harvard beyond class. And I was also known for really traveling when I was there. So, yeah, of course, I met a few celebrities during my time at Harvard because I used to have so many of them coming there for very different events. And, of course, I also went to some other concerts with my friends so that I could see some of the musicians that I really wanted to see and some of the people that I really wanted to see since I was a kid. And, it was a great experience. A culture shock, so many things. Right from when I entered the United States, in the United States, people drive on the right side of the road. In Kenya, we drive on the British side, so the left side. So even when I was training to drive on this other side, I already knew how to drive from Kenya, but I had to, reorient my mind. At the same time, food, food at school. Mimi nimelelewa Kisumu, kwa hivyo nilikuwa nimezoea kula ugali, samaki na sukuma wiki.
Kweli. Huko ugali kidogo.
Ugali.
Kidogo ugali
haipatikani. Pia yani vitu vingi sana for example, if you sneeze somewhere, people tell you bless you. That's not something I was used to nikiwa uko Kenya.
Life ilikuwa inaendelea. Ukisneeze too, life continues here back home. Nobody blesses you.
Life continues.
Also, when you're talking about moments of culture shock, let's see, talk to me about the differences in education. Kwa sababu wewe ni chopi hapa nyumbani, wewe ni number one hapa nyumbani. I'm sure their mode of education. Niko sure uliingia siku ya kwanza pale kwenye class. I'm sure the way your lecturers were interacting with the students, the way the students were interacting with the lecturers, the lessons, the way classes are conducted. Talk to me, were there moments of culture shock there? Ama were there moments of familiarity? Ama ulikuwa unaona vitu zingine unasema, I wish we had this back home?
So, it's both, but most of it was a culture shock. The first thing that I was shocked about in class was that once the time gets, for example, if the class is supposed to end at 10:45 a.m., students don't wait for the professor to finish talking. They just pick their bags and leave the class. At the same time, I was astounded by the amount of assignments and work that we had to do at the university, because comparing some of my friends who I'm very close with in Kenya, who don't really have many assignments to do every single day. They mostly study when it's around exam time or CATs. Sisi, usipofanya assignments, it affects your grade. You won't pass the class. If you don't show up to class, if attendance is required, then of course it affects your grade. And you can be getting 100% in the exams, but if you never showed up to class, you're not getting an A or anything like that. At the same time, the grading system here was so different. In many of my classes, an A would start for 93, 94. So I remember one time I got like a 92 grade overall in a certain subject, and I thought I was going to get an A, but that was a strong A minus in the class. But in Kenya, nilikuwa nasikia watu wanasema tuweke tu like labda 40, 50 hapo, bora umepass, Huko there's huko kuna GPS system. Yeah, huko kuna GPS system. So if you play in one semester, it will reflect throughout your grade point average till the end of time. And getting a job is going to be hard. Getting into grad schools is going to be hard. So lazima usome kila wakati ili usifail exams zako, and so that you get also a nice grade in the other non-examination parts of the grading system.
Really? So those are some important things, because grading system ni muhimu, at least kujua vile umetuambia, and also that interaction, because I can't imagine here in Kenya class ikiisha 10:45 vile umesema, us just waking up, because si tumezoea tunapatia mwalimu 5-10 minutes amalize what they were saying, but the way you've said guys just wake up and go out of the class, that must be one of those moments where you're like kwani kunaendelea aje hapa. Also, as we are continuing this conversation about Majuku study, manze bro, acha niku big up manze, Harvard. Yani ulisema utaingia huku chini chini ati nini, yani you went to the top, yani the pinnacle, so congratulations to you. But talk to us about that, because as you said, hapa nyumbani wewe ni when amongst the best in Kenya, unaenda place nyingine, you're still admitted to this school that we know from back home is up there. Kila book, kila movie tunasikia tu Harvard, Harvard, Harvard. How was that experience like? Matrix, matips hapa na pale, because tungependa kufika hizo levels uko David.
Yeah, so hadi wa leo nahisi ni kama ni ndoto tu that I went to a school that I used to read about and watch movies, and whenever I used to walk through the halls and whenever I look at my degree, I'm like, wow, it's actually a Harvard University. So Harvard was the place where you met people from all over the world. I think in my year, we had students from more than 87 countries. That is like roughly half the world. And, it was so amazing seeing people from different walks of life, seeing people with last names that you can recognize no matter which country you're from. And meeting some of very, very famous, world professors. So like it was always surreal. Like I was always I always had moments of surprise at Harvard and beyond. And it opened so many gateways for me, like, so many opportunities for travel, so many opportunities to meet so many amazing professors, so many opportunities to meet wonderful philanthropists, businessmen, and amazing Africans who are doing amazing things over here. So Harvard it's a microcosm for so many cultures and for so many amazing things that happen in the United States and overall in the globe.
Quite interesting, and congratulations once again. At least I naweza proudly sema najua mtu ako Harvard, najua msi ako Harvard, najua David. So thank you very much. Aya, on a lighter note, how do you stay connected to home? Juu hapa mtaani sheng mpya zinatokea daily, kuna anaku, kuna utat, nyimbo ni mingi, wasanii, barabara, yani vitu zinabadilika daily. How are you keeping connected to home? Also, kuna wale wasanii wako kwa playlist yako kutoka Kenya ambao wanakubamba mbaya sana. Talk to us about that, how you could reconnect with back home.
So, kwanza, I communicate with my friends regularly. Ndio watu wengi huko US hawatumii WhatsApp, but WhatsApp is one of my best friends, so that's where I go and type, hi, uko vipi nini. I talk with my friends who I grew up with and others that I went to high school with. At the same time, mimi pia usikiza, I play KE almost 100% of the time. So as much as mimi sheng yangu ni mbaya, mimi sijui sheng sana. Like nikiongea Kiswahili, most of the time naongea Kiswahili sanifu, because I just can't keep up with how, sheng's etymology is always mutating every single time. But, I listen, because I grew up speaking Luo. It's my first language. So many of the contemporary Luo musicians I know most of their songs by heart. Nyimbo za Costa, Jojuang, za Brian Sibu, Labdi, Kuko Koseso, Nino, God, Lisa Durnoa, all of them. Like I listen to them like on the daily. And I like when I was in Kenya, like in December, I went all the way to Kisumu for Costa Joang's Fisherman experience. And many of my friends who were there, they were like, "I wish in Kenya, like you know all these songs by heart." I was like, "Yes, this is what connects me to home." Nikikula ugali na samaki na nisikize Costa, niko sawa. Nice. And also, like, of course, like I also listen to a lot of Kenyan R&B, you know, kina Jerai, kina Bridget Blue. There are so many. I listen to Kenyan music all the time. At the same time, I also watch news as a Kenya whenever I get a chance, or if I don't get a chance, I'll just read about it. Like I have a digital subscription for Standard and Daily Nation, so I just read so that I get, you know, aware of what's really happening, and I also check my social media just to see other types of news on a more emergent basis. So yeah, keeping in touch with home like helps me keep my sanity, because I tuko wa Kenya wengi sana huku, but I like connecting with my people and my culture and my heritage on a daily basis.
Okay, that's amazing. I'm glad you still, you know, connecting. Man like Costa, of course, is one of those acts who, you know, Kenyan music is safe in his hands. So I'm glad you're also connecting with that. I'm sure also your friends who are in the US, you're always telling them about back home, about our music, about our culture. I'm sure you've been talking to them one or two. But talking about music, we have our amazing DJ here, Gina the DJ. Nataka tusikize ngoma mbili tatu, David, and then we come back and then we talk about more about your amazing journey in Harvard, importance of coming back home, etc, and then also salams. Lazima utatupatia salam. So David, hold on tight. Wacha tuku entertain kidogo na muziki hapa na pale. So David, sijakuona ukidance, sijakuona, sijui kama ulipoteza dance moves ule uliingia ndege ama
niko na miguu miwili ya left.
Usijali, me and you both tuna dance tu zile sehemu hatuonekani.
Exactly. Mkizima camera then naweza dance vizuri.
Sawa basi kabisa. I love that. So David is still here with us. If you have any questions for him, make sure you are getting interactive with us. We'll continue with him in a few, but I just want to read some of the interactions, comments, messages that are coming in so that tujue pale tuna, you know, where we stand right now, because our amazing audience is always ready to tell us some good things, especially once they see us on their screen. So thank you very much to each and every one of you who has already sent in something. Or you could also be there thinking, should I send? Yes, send us a message. Tell us some good things. And don't forget your name and where you are tuned in from. So I have a message here. And I said, hello, this is Eric from Mombasa. I think the Sights and Sounds place is Oman. Kwanza tunafaa turudi hapo kwa Sights and Sound. But before that, hello Neville. I am a follower of Diaspora Connect program. Love it. Can't miss it. Every Saturday, I'm always here with you guys. So please, please, please let David know that we need his contact. I've always wanted to also go to Harvard University. So please give us his contact. So David, as we are going along, weka LinkedIn ama sijui ni wapi unataka kutuambia, so that at least guys, if there's any questions that we've missed today, they can at least reach out to you. Well, I have more messages coming in. I see Janet here saying, I'm loving the inspirational story. Ambia David manze, ni maji ya US inamshainisha ama ni sabuni? Wanauliza ni sabuni ama ni maji ama ni combination? Ungesema aje David?
Siri ni kuoga tu.
Ni kuoga tu. Kabisa, man. Aya, last message here before we go to Sights and Sounds. Someone says, congratulations to David. His good performance made him to reach stroke land to his favorite university, Njoroge Junior from Elbagon. So that one is a message that has come in. And I'm sure lots of people who you've interacted with, I'm sure they are watching in and sending messages. But before we have you answering any more questions, David, kuna kitu fulani si ufanya hapa kwa show inaitwa Sights and Sounds. I show guys somewhere in the world and then I have them guess where this is. I had Gina guess where this is. Ebu onyeshe hii mandhari ndio pia David aone. Look at that place. Ay, hiyo ni studio yani. Mandhari tamu kabisa. Look at this place. So Gina ameguess, amesema guess yake ya kwanza anaona ni Singapore. So David, I know you're well traveled. I know umeingia ndege mara kadhaa, globe trotting, be your thing. So tell me, as you're looking at this video of this amazing place, ukiangalia ile coastline pale, ukiangalia mandhari hapa na pale, buildings, tell me where you think this is in the world. David.
It's a little hard to tell. The architecture, some parts of it look like New York. The water at some point looks like Miami, but this one doesn't look like Miami.
And that one?
It could be anywhere in North America or Europe. But ni ngumu sana kusema. Although mtu amesema Oman, it's not Oman. That's not Omani architecture.
Yeah. If you had to guess any city or region or country, just try and narrow it down for us, David. Ingekuwa exam na indo iko na max mingi sana, ungeandika wapi? Ungeandika wapi duniani? Niambie David.
He loved ningesema New York, although I'm sure it's not the answer. That's the closest I can match it to.
Okay, so I'll give you the answer towards the end. But thank you very much, as I said, for joining us. Salute to you, David. Wewe ni champion from conquering back home here. KCSE ulishaweka chini tayari, you are top at the top. Umeenda Harvard manze, na Harvard pia wanakutambua mbaya sana. So we big you up, we salute you. You're a champion, and I just want you, before we continue with questions, kuna vijana wako huko nje, kuna watu sahi kazi kidogo imeleta shida, but kuna dreams, kuna hopes, kuna ambitions, kila mtu anakuwaga nazo. So please speak to the young people of this country, especially as they are watching you right now. Ungewaambia nini, especially when it comes to not giving up?
Yeah, I've always said that don't give up on the beauty of your dreams. I mean, kuna changamoto nyingi sana duniani. Kama Kenya, watu wengi sana wanamaliza shule kuliko the amount of jobs that are being created. So it's natural for most people not to get a job right after graduation. But, having an open mindset and just trying and looking for, just thinking outside the box. Because, everyone wants to go on a corporate route, on a white collar job, but there's so many other ways to make it in life. So if one way unaona haifanyi kazi, just try another one. Maisha ni kujaribu tu. Hata mimi nilipokuwa nina-apply huku, nilijaribu tu. I wasn't sure I was going to get into a school that has a 3% acceptance, right? But ukijaribu, you at least have a chance. But if you don't try, you have a 0% chance of getting whatever you want. So, I think ni muhimu sana kukua na imani, have optimism about your future and start planning early. So if you know like your career is a little bit saturated, start, doing those internships, even if they're unpaid, so that you create the connections that are going to be necessary for you to, get employable in the future, or just chart another path forward for your future.
Amazing. Said like a true champion and legend, and we do really appreciate you so much. And imefika ile wakati where we love you to send out your salams, your greetings, your messages. Juu tunajua hii jani ya kuenda diaspora ama kuenda majuu haikuwangi a one man journey. Yes, ni wewe peke yako ndo unaenda huko, lakini there's always people who are talking to you, lifting you up, encouraging you, helping you in areas when you fall short. So this is that time to big up all those people, plus all your loved ones from back home. Niko sure wanakuwatch sai na wanataka hiyo salamu kutoka kwako. So let's go, David.
Yeah, kwanza kabisa, I'd like to send greetings to my phenomenal mom. You're the inspiration for everything that I do. So asante sana for all your guidance and for all the things that you do for me. Secondly, my sisters, wherever you are, pateni salamu zangu, my grandparents, and all my friends who are in Nairobi. My professors, both Kenyan and non-Kenyan, salamu zangu. My teachers in primary school, from the head teacher of my primary school, Mr. Polo, to the deputy Mr. Opio, and my high school, the chief principal, Mr. Kipchumba Mayo, one of my favorite people on this planet, and my class teacher, Mr. Ngetich, and all the teachers who taught me at Kapsabet. Salamu zote kwenu. Na pia salamu kwa Costa na wale wasanii wote ambao hutupa muziki nzuri sana. For those of us who are abroad, that's how we connect back home. And I don't end up forgetting my Luo, because I listen to Luo music every day. Yeah, so salamu zinaweza kuwa nyingi. Tazidi kuzituma kwa wakati.
Hapo sawa, man. And before we love and leave you, please give guys all your social media handles so that as you're out there posting up, as you're out there speaking to guys, you're also connecting with some people from back home. So please, and also if you want to give any other avenue of communication where guys can reach out to you, ask you questions, you can also give us that, David.
Yeah, I'll text my email address. I tend to be social media shy, so I won't really give that.
Okay.
But
fine, no worries.
I'll try. Yeah.
Text it to us, and then we'll put it up on our social media pages, and then guys can interact with you from there. Is that okay?
Sounds perfect.
Super duper. Thank you very much, my bro. We salute you. Tunasema tu asante. And remember, since you are our Diaspora Connect ambassador, that means anytime you come back home, we have somewhere for you here. You come, we catch up, you tell us all the amazing things. Kama umeamua kuwa lecturer Harvard pia, unakuja unatuambia and all those amazing opportunities that you will have accomplished. Don't worry, we always have a platform for you here. Plus, as you are talking to other Kenyans, they might tell you, David, pia si tungependa kuenda huko. You can always bring them this side because you're our family member. So ukileta mtu tunakubali. So thank you very much, and we do salute you right there all the way from Harvard. And then usiende mbali, by the way, tuko na kitu ya Costa inakuja up. So sijui nikuchezee saidi. Sina nikuchezee kitu ya Costa ufurahie.
Nimekuwa nikisubiri sana.
Aya, wacha nikuchezee. Juu David ni mtu wangu, wacha nikuchezee hii kitu ya Costa ndio usikie fiti ukiwa majuu. Aya, something from Costa Ojuang. Lego.
Ondikona barudo nega nataka wili mwalo okao tulu mare mogeno ondikona ochora leto dwanega maminya subo ka ochunya bune matuololo tango mama masikini